Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Also, biggest gob in sport. Right, we'll just go straight balls deep, shall we? You've probably seen the news, haven't you, regarding Daniel Dubois. He's the WBA regular champion. The WBA have now ordered the fight between him and Usyk. The only thing that can top trump that is if Usyk fights Tyson Fury in a unification, which would mean we have one undisputed champion, which is what the whole world wants, because we haven't had that for 20 years since Lennox Lewis. You know, somebody holding all the belts. So that's what we want more importantly than anything else in the sport of boxing. It's what everybody wants. Well, we're going to see, aren't we, if they do want that, aren't we? Because the WBA have called Daniel Dubois first mandatory for Usyk. Second mandatory is Ergovic. The third one is Joe Joyce. Right, so and obviously Frank's got all them. They're all Frank Warren fighters, aren't they? AKA Bricktop. So how Frank's worked it is he's got Joyce in position with WBO and Dubois with WBA. The IBO don't call mandatories. That only leaves the IBF. Now Eddie's been saying, "Oh, it's all about undisputed, all about undisputed." Well, Eddie's trying to top trump it with IBF in it. Well, they're second in line. So Usyk next year could quite easily fight Dubois, and then he could fight Ergovic, then Joyce. So that if two fights a year, that's 18 months, isn't it? We might not see Fury fight until 2025. So what I suggest is that they get this Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk fight on, because if they don't, well, Tyson can still be known as the best in the world, and that's what he'll want. He don't have to fight Usyk to be known as best, does he really? He'd done Vladimir, 10-year champion, and Wilder, a 5-year champion. He'd done them, hasn't he? So if Tyson don't fight Usyk, Frank Warren isn't bothered, is he? He's got Daniel Dubois next, and then he could throw Tyson in after that fight, couldn't he? He can always top trump anything with a unification if you've got one of the belts and somebody else has got the other belts. Usyk's got 4 belts, no, 5 belts, hasn't he? Usyk's got 5 belts. Ring Magazine, IBF, IBO, WBA, WBO. Fury's got the WBC, that's it. So Usyk's 5 belts. Fury's got one. That'll supersede Ergovic. So Frank could throw Dubois under a bus, couldn't he? In spring. So go on, you know good you've just been filled in off that Lorena. Fight was stopped early, wasn't it? 2 minutes 51.5 seconds, were it? Bell rung. I don't know. You can argue toss on the guy doing count, can't you? Bellman or whatever he is at boxing, but this is how I look at it. Daniel Dubois looked like Bambi, right? Heavyweight boxers will be queuing up for him. Frank Warren knows that. If he puts him in with Usyk next, it's a cash out. He probably got one fight left on his deal. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he wants to go to Sky with his sister. I don't know, but he comes across as not very engaging. Can he fight? Yeah, but he's a bit weak around the beard, isn't he? AKA the whiskers. Food and drink to Usyk. But if he doesn't fight Dubois next to Usyk, he's got Fury. So at least we're getting to see some schedule, aren't we now? Usyk Fury or Usyk Dubois, and Fury obviously having his hand done injured or his arm injured. If it's Dubois and then not Fury, it's Ergovic. So Dubois, Ergovic, Joyce. That's Usyk's next 3 fights, or Fury at any interval in them. But either way, out them fights there, Frank Warren's the top dog, isn't he? He's got Usyk tied it with Dubois or Fury next. So where does that leave Eddie? Eddie's third in pecking order, isn't he? He's got Ergovic, but they're called second for the mandatory, and Eddie knows because he's been shouting it long enough, hasn't he? Yeah, the champion, it supersedes mandatories. Well, it works on other foot, Eddie. So Eddie Hill's the 5-0 Iceman from Billericay. No, it's 6-0, isn't it now? Because he's told us he'd done his dad in, knocked him dad out. The 6-0 Iceman, 4 by way of. Well, Eddie, what are you going to do, mate? If Frank decides that Fury's injured and he's got Dubois next. And then after Dubois, he decides Fury's all right. He can fight Usyk. So Frank Warren's got 2 more stadium fights lined up this year, hasn't he now? He's got Fury and Usyk, and then or Usyk and Dubois. So Frank's not bothered, is he? Or he could have Fury and Dubois at end of the year, couldn't he? If he wants. You know what I mean? That'd be an easy one for Tyson, wouldn't it? Tyson would beat Dubois with one arm tied behind his back. Probably fill him in with his Corey. Big shout out, John Fury. How are you doing, John? Hope you're well. Hope you're listening. Must be hard for you, John, with MI5 watching you front moon wherever you go. So, but just in case you're wondering, John, the reward is still £5,000, John, for any footage of you fighting that man for 100 grand. £5,000 reward out. Welcome estates are offering for anybody with any footage of Big John Fury, big fighting man, having at least one bare knuckle. It's only Bants, isn't it, John? Yeah, that's what they say. So that's about it, really. So I personally think that Fury is injured and they'll go Usyk way. That's what I think. And I think Fury's injured me, or they're going to say he's injured, and they'll just have Dubois next, and they'll just keep dragging this undisputed on and on and on and on, like they have done for the last 20 years, which is a fifth of a century. So the worst case scenario is Usyk Dubois, Fury injured, Usyk Ergovic, Usyk Joyce, and then Fury coming to the table at back end. Because once they've had undisputed, they can't keep up with all mandatories. We only get the undisputed, don't for 1 or 2 fights. I mean, when Taylor beat Hopkins, soon as they had rematch, the whole belts weren't online, were they? I don't think they were. It might have been one after that, but they all get fragmented, don't they? That's what happens. These governing bodies don't allow it. Sometimes they allow it for one fight, and then the WBC, which are the main culprits, like the belts to be split up. So this is why we should have just one champion. When Ali was champion, well, obviously they had 2 belts, didn't they? They like to keep them together in them days, the WBA and WBC. When Ali was champion, everybody knew he was champ, and all the rest of them were just a number, weren't they? Contenders. Isn't that better than all this confusion? Hey, that's how I look at it anyway. But hey, what we're supposed to do here with this? I don't know, but Dubois not ready for Usyk. If Warren puts him in with Usyk next, he's got a plan B if Fury's injured. Frank Warren's a chess master, isn't he? If you look at all the pieces on the board now, he's in full control. Eddie's on back foot. He ain't got a grip on heavyweight division. He's not got a belt. Frank's got Joyce and Dubois in position, and he's got Fury, hasn't he? So he's controlling market now with the Bobfather. I don't know what Eddie's plan is now. I don't know. You know, he's obviously Eddie's got a lot on his plate. Speaking of Eddie, I just want to point out that you probably all seen my video a couple of months ago about him and Sky Nicholson on my channel. What were the comments? Some of them that were held for review that were vile. Oh, Porky, you're inventing stuff. Yeah, I'm inventing stuff. Listen, I were on that story months ago. All right. So do keep up, all you pretenders. Porky, have you seen this guy Nicholson and Eddie? Oh my God, boring me to death. Seen it, done it, got the t-shirt. Who cares? Eddie likes posh tarts, doesn't he, from Australia? Who are fit and got Jim, good luck to him. You know, it's his wife Chloe I feel sorry for. She's gorgeous. He's got kids to him as well, and he's messing about. Good old Eddie, eh? Good old Eddie, eh? Squeaky clean Eduardo, eh? A wig on his head. That's about it anyway. Big shout out to Welcome Estates. We'll get this out as soon as they clear it, YouTube. Okie doke. Peace out.